There is no question that technologically the world is becoming more and more connected. We came to a cybersecurity conference in Thailand to find out and talk to some of the most innovative companies in the region about the types of solutions that they're building to try to disintermediate and mitigate these problems. I cannot wait for you to see some of these amazing conversations with companies from Taiwan, companies from Israel, companies from Thailand, and companies from all over the region who came here to tell us what the most important solutions are to these emerging problems.
Before we jump in, let's thank the sponsor of this episode, Dr. Tech. Dr. Tech can help you build your e-commerce store and start selling quickly online and on social media in just a few days. And Dr. Tech stores are gorgeous, modern, and responsive. They are fully customizable and simple to use. Dr. Tech stores have hundreds of included optimizations that will help you sell more online, and a support team that can answer all of your questions. With Dr. Tech, there are no hidden costs, no commissions on sales, no add-ons to buy. Everything is included in one simple subscription. So go to hellodr.tech/ATP to get a free trial and start building your store. You can find the link in the description below. Also, Dr. Tech is offering a special deal to the listeners of the Asia Tech podcast. After your free trial, you can get your first full month for only $1. To get this deal, simply type ATP into the live chat and they will send you a special promo code. Thanks again to Dr. Tech for sponsoring, and now let's get back to the show.
My name is Yarin. I'm a field CTO and one of the founder team of Upwind Security. And yeah, that's me.
That's awesome. Can you tell me some of the most interesting and innovative things that Upwind is working on in the cybersecurity space in 2025?
I would say that first you need to understand what are the challenges that many companies are facing, like big enterprises, big companies all over the world, and specifically companies here in Thailand. I would say that one of the biggest problems of security right now is that 2025 is much more complex to secure than 2020 or 2024. ChatGPT, AI is getting crazy all over. And so attackers and their way and their capabilities to manipulate and create new kind of malwares that weren't possible before is much bigger. So the attack surface become much higher, more internet-facing applications being developed by many teams. Many organizations are shifting from the on-prem and the private environments to the cloud, and they need to get that protected. And one of the problems that they are facing is that the existing tooling doesn't provide them the visibility to see what's the actual risk that they have.
Can you tell me the impact of something like ChatGPT and artificial intelligence at a higher level, and why it makes it so significant, different in 2025 than it was, like you said, in 2020 or even in 2015?
Yeah, I would say that first, one of the challenges is that and you need to understand how security toolings were built, I'll say by today. So they're primarily using what we call a signature-based mechanism or a rule-based mechanism, where everything that you know of, everything that you need to know that you can protect yourself from, you are writing some manifest file or some ruling. For example, if the process has this signature, or if the process has these arguments, then do this, then do that. But I can send a new malware to ChatGPT. Within 5 seconds, I can get a new malware that no one is familiar with, and I can evade any security tooling.
So I can essentially change the signaturing almost in real time, right? So it's I can change the code that I'm doing if I'm just trying to unlock a safe in real time.
You got it. You're ready to pitch Upwind. And that's exactly the challenges that we're solving in Upwind. So first, giving you this real-time visibility into what's happening in your environment, because security is securing your home. The main reason that security we're not using runtime is because they're using what we call static scanning. Static scanning involves what we call snapshotting. Imagine that you want to secure your home. So all the security companies nowadays, they're focused on a mechanism called agentless scanning. Imagine that you put video camera in your home, which is the legitimate way to secure your home. But the way that they work is that they put stills camera, take picture once in 24 hours, and then they tell you, well, you're secured, but what happened in the other 23 hours?
Got it. I got it. Look, this is awesome. What we should do is we should have a longer version of you come on the big show. We'd love to have you there. Thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you so much for hosting me, and we'll do a longer one.
Thank you.
My name is Tomer Spielman, and I'm the head of the Economic and Trade Mission to Thailand. I'm basically part of the Israeli Ministry of Economy and Industry, and our goal is to create business opportunities and business partnership between Israel and Thailand, mainly in the tech industry.
That's really interesting. So what is the booth here for today? And can you tell me maybe some high-level stuff that Israel is working on trying to bring to Thailand and Southeast Asia in the cybersecurity space?
Yeah, sure. So the awareness for cybersecurity in Thailand is growing rapidly. mainly since the establishment of the National Cybersecurity Agency, the Taiwan, that was in 2022. And since then, we're working with the Thai authorities and also with the Thai corporates to bring Israeli cybersecurity solutions and technologies to help basically to the Thai ecosystem. We understand that in cybersecurity, the challenge is not domestic, it's global. And in order to solve global challenges, you need to adopt open innovation and to basically work together, because when it affects everyone and not only the Thai population.
That's really interesting. One more thing. Do you think that the rising prevalence of artificial intelligence and quantum computing is going to make cybersecurity even more important?
Yeah, so I think the buzz under quantum computing is it's still a premature industry, and this is why I think that the risk coming from quantum security or quantum attacks is rather zero at the moment, or very, very low. But the rise of AI is for sure will basically affect the entire industry, and we need to be very cautious, because it will eventually, in several years, will turn every basically small hacker to create a code which will be able to penetrate any big corporates in a very simple way, like ChatGPT. And this is why most of the Israeli cybersecurity companies are now focused on how to prevent AI cybersecurity attacks, prevent both from the endpoints, from the source, and even along the way. So we have Israeli companies here working on the physical aspects, monitoring the physical aspects from the cables, from the routers, from the end-use points, but also from, of course, the cloud environment and on-prem. And basically, because AI attacks will come from everyone, we need to protect all the environment.
That is really fabulous. Thank you so much for your time, Tamara. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
I'm Binang Tejani. I work as a CTO at TechOwl. Yeah.
It's very nice to meet you. Can you tell me some of the most innovative or interesting things that TechOwl is working on in the cybersecurity space in 2025?
Yeah, wonderful. So see, we basically work on the dark web exposures for the clients, and mostly what we do is we look out for the fake applications being uploaded. Hackers targeting through those fake applications, and we take them down also. So basically, we cover surface web as well as dark web and have an overall brand protection for the clients.
So where do these bad or dark applications come from? Is it something that I download? Is it something that I see in an email? Where are they and how do you find them?
So see, it can be from any sources. Like for email, that organization has to take care. But let's say ideally we download an application from an app store or Play Store. But these kind of applications are hosted on any XYZ platforms. So we identify those platforms, tell our customer that this is a fake application being hosted. If you want, we can take it down on your behalf. So that is how it works.
And is this on mobile, on desktop, on all types of surfaces as well?
Yes, it can be in any of the platforms. So basically, it's any IT platforms can be hacked. So anything that can be hacked is vulnerable to these kind of things. Yeah.
Awesome, Benang. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for
Thank you very much for taking the time to do this. It's very nice to meet you. Can you tell us some of the most important topics that the NCSA is thinking about in cybersecurity in 2025?
Okay. I think we have to make sure that we fill in the technology depth. Okay. Because right now we're focusing on the advancement for digital, advancement for IT usage, but lacking in terms of cybersecurity. And it happened both in the CAI, government agency, and also business as well. We need to keep up with the hackers to prepare ourselves for ransomware, data breaches, and bring up the level of preparedness, protection, and risk management, and also educate the people. That's the hardest part. Yeah.
That is the hardest part. And I was going to ask you one more question, if you don't mind. How does the NCSA work together with some of the biggest companies in Thailand and even some of the SMEs and SMBs, again, to educate them about what the risks are and help them fix those risks?
Yeah, we are in operation for 3 years, and it's getting better, much better. One thing we have to thank for the media to bring the light to the attention of cybersecurity incident. So it's no longer discussion about theory, but the actual incident that happened. And that raised the awareness for both the public and private sectors, and that helped with the awareness. But what we want now, not just to scare and aware, but we want them to care enough to take action, care enough to make the changes, care enough to change their practice in order to be prepared for the cyber incident, manage the risk, be prepared for the incident, and better protect themselves.
Thank you very much for your time. Very interesting. Let's see how this goes. Thank you.
Ronit Margulies. The company name is VineSight, and I am the global head of marketing.
Very nice to meet you. Can you tell me a few of the really innovative and interesting things that VineSight is working on in 2025?
A lot of people don't actually know how big disinformation campaigns are. It's something that has been happening for a while since social media influence started and got started, but people don't understand how much it's affecting all businesses, government, across the public and private sector. We're trying to bring awareness to the fact that these things are happening. The influence that are affecting public perception are not always true. They're not always real, and they're impacting business operations as well as government reputations. We want to bring awareness to the fact that this is out there, and there are actually solutions that can help them manage their brand reputation and also to keep their brand conversation authentic.
So how has artificial intelligence and the prevalence of artificial intelligence impacted this idea of misinformation, and how do you attack that?
Yeah, so I mean, specifically with AI, it's making the deep fakes, as they say, and bot-like activity easier to do. But it's not even just that. It's the spread of inauthentic conversations from real actors that are sometimes the biggest influence out there. Yeah, so it's not, so yes, AI is making the deep fakes harder to detect, but also people should understand that the fact that the virality across social media channels from fringe to mainstream are so quick to happen, that's the biggest issue. And it's not necessarily the AI that's the problem. It's the people that are taking advantage of the influence that social media channels have to spread their negative, toxic messages for the brands or the government or whatever that they're trying to infiltrate and bring down.
Really interesting. Something has to be done to fix this. Ronit, I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
It's my pleasure.
My name is Thomas Glucksmann. I'm from iplus Cyber, and I'm the APAC representative.
It's very nice to meet you. So tell me, what are some of the most important innovative things that you're working on in the cybersecurity space in 2025?
So what we are focused on is preventing external threats from causing issues for a wide range of organizations. Particularly, we're targeting mid-sized companies and local municipalities, which are often neglected when it comes to cybersecurity. Often when we talk about government, we think about national governments. When we think about the private sector, we think about large enterprises, whereas mid-sized companies really need to start addressing cyber threats, and they're starting to consider that it's not just the internal security they need to take care of, but also thinking about if their data's leaked online, how that could get exploited, and how you have the threats from the outside that can become internal problems.
Do you find that some of the issues in APAC, like whether you're in Vietnam or in the Philippines or in Thailand or in Japan, differ country by country, maybe culture by culture?
Definitely. I think every country has their own cultural peculiarities, differences. There's regulatory differences across the regions. And then also there's different levels of maturity, both in terms of digital transformation, digital adoption, but also how governments are taking cybersecurity seriously. And I think also the attitudes among the executive leadership of those organizations in the different markets is also varies greatly, region to region. Yeah.
So I want to make the point, and I'm sure you know this, that when people think about the economy, they do think about the biggest companies in whatever country or whatever city they're in. But particularly in Southeast Asia, we're in Bangkok today, something like 95 to 97% of the economy in this region is driven by small and medium-sized companies. That's a very large opportunity, yeah?
Oh, definitely, for sure. There's such an important part of the economy, and not just for the economy, also for national security, because the private sector, and especially the small and medium-sized companies, are on the front lines of the digital, let's say, cyber war, which is now borderless, and it's emerging and it's growing. And those organizations themselves need to realize their role in national security and regional security. And also the governments should do whatever they can to support small and medium-sized organizations in this global fight against cybercrime.
Thomas, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's great talking to you.
I'm Paul Haji. I'm the VP of APAC and Cybersecurity Services for Bitdefender.
It's very nice to meet you. Can you tell me some of the most interesting and innovative things that Bitdefender is working on in the cybersecurity space in 2025?
Yeah, I think some of the exciting things for us in 2025 is really the launch of our CSPM Plus product, which is a cloud security posture management solution. So essentially it helps companies that are utilizing the cloud with security and compliance in their public cloud infrastructure. So like AWS, GCP, Azure. Within that product, we also help them comply with regional regulations. So regulations in Singapore, regulations in Thailand, like Bank of Thailand and Thai PDPA, helps organizations comply in their cloud infrastructure, as well as integrates with the rest of Bitdefender's Gravity Zone product suite, like endpoint technologies as well.
Do you see the SME space across the region growing just as fast in the cybersecurity space as the big incumbent company space?
For sure. I think there's a lot more investment happening with the SMEs because of regulation as well as compliance that's being pushed by a lot of the governments in the region with PDPA or Bank of Thailand regulations, like forcing them to comply, which means investing in endpoint technology, investing in cloud security and compliance, just ensuring that their infrastructure is secure to protect the data of the citizens or end customers that they have.
I really appreciate your time. I thank you so much for doing this today.
Thank you as well.
Hello, my name is Ilya. I am the CEO of company Espada. We are providing offensive cybersecurity based on a penetration testing, red teaming. We are the hackers, but on a legal way with a white hat.
So tell me, why are hackers so good at finding these problems?
I think the biggest problem on this way for big companies, for some enterprise companies, they have so many small companies who helps them to integrate some solutions, some make a network and something like that. And they have the API, they have some connection ways with the big enterprise solutions. Right. And we don't need to hack the enterprise. There is so hard, there is take so long time. We just can hack some little companies who just providing an, CRM system to this big company.
So it's almost like a secret backdoor into the big company.
Yes.
And how do you find in these smaller companies that are API connecting into the big companies, how do you find where the problems are?
There is always, we're just using OSINT method. We just find all the connections with the big companies, then trying to hack all the cycle around this big company and find the way to steal the data, information, something like that.
And where are you from originally?
I'm from Russia original.
And what do you think about the size of the opportunity in Asia and Southeast Asia?
I think some partnerships and find some employee on Asian market. But there is so much talent, guys, in Thailand, around Thailand, in Cambodia, in Vietnam. But there is not so much knowledge about the hacking ways from Europe country, from United States, from also Russians, from some CIS countries, because Asia market, Europe market, all the market have a different ways how to do this work, and we need to communicate, to make a network, make a big team, international team. That's the idea.
Thank you so much for doing this, Ilya. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ishani and I look after sales for India and Southeast Asia for Sectona.
It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for spending some time with us. Can you tell us some of the big important things that Sectona is working on in cybersecurity in 2025?
So as a company, we started with a PAM company and now we are moving towards more of a unified PAM approach wherein we want to cater to all the user identities in a company, all the user personas. Basically, it could be your developers, IT users, your external vendors, internal vendors, anything and everything, right? So we see there is, with the introduction of DevOps practices, we see a lot of complexities which are there, and especially the non-human identities today. It's hard to manage it, right? It's not easy. So we do app-to-app password management and secrets management, which kind of helps, getting security into the DevOps pipeline, plus, enabling them enabling the developers to do what they do the best without impacting the agility.
I just want to thank you so much for coming and doing this. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
My name is Jarek. I work for Pentera. So I basically take care of the partners in the region. I work as a channel director in Pentera.
It's very nice to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to do this. What are some of the most innovating things that Pentera is working on in the cybersecurity space in 2025?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the most innovative things that we are working on right now is we're going to embed AI into the way that we do our password cracking. So that's something really exciting that's going on. As you know, the attackers are cracking their password already at lightning speed. When we inject AI into it, it's going to be even mind-blowing.
Is there a quantum computer event that's going to take place too? Quantum's probably a little early right now, but do you think that's going to also impact the way this stuff works in the future?
Probably in the future, but I guess right now, all we need to look at is the basic fundamental security, right? Because a lot of people are still talking about, AI being security, you're being protected yourself against AI of the latest trend. But a lot of people tend to forget about things that it matters. Things like your foundational security, misconfigurations, leak credentials, right? Things like that will create a big impact. And these are the things that we want to bring people's attention towards.
Thank you so much for your time, Jarek. I really appreciate it.
My name is Shirley, and I work for TAITRA, Taiwan External Trade Development Council. We help Taiwanese business to connect with the world.
Thank you very much for doing this, and thank you so much for taking the time. I'm super glad you're here in Bangkok. Can you talk to me a little bit about the cyber industry security in Taiwan?
Well, the cybersecurity industry is growing in Taiwan under the policy of cybersecurity as a national policy, so it's growing rapidly.
And why is it so important to the Taiwanese government to be able to do this?
Well, Taiwanese government and companies are under a lot of cyber attacks, so actually it's very important for everyone, every company, every organization in Taiwan to enforce on all kinds of cyber defense mechanism or solutions.
So then you take those sophisticated solutions that you're developing for at home, for the government at home, and for companies at home, and then export them to the rest of the world, the rest of Asia for sure, yes?
Right. So Taiwan has more than 300 companies in this area. So it's a very rapid growing. So they are very innovative. They produce a lot of solutions ready for a variety of industries. That's why we come here to Thailand to explore the market. It's also a booming market in here.
It is indeed. So talk to me about the industry outlook in cybersecurity from your perspective, from TAITRA's perspective, and from Taiwan's perspective.
Okay, so Taiwan has more than 300 companies, 66% offering products and services. A third are being distributors and agents. And for the structure, so Taiwan, the industry is divided into two sectors. The first one is product and the second one is services. So for products, there are endpoints and network, infrastructure, and applications. For services, probably threat detection, operation management, and consulting services.
Do you see the growth of cybersecurity companies and businesses in Southeast Asia as a large opportunity?
It is, because everywhere, especially in Asia, Taiwan is being cyber attacked most, and Southeast Asia also. There's an estimation on this annual increase. So basically, I think this is a market that everyone needs to focus and stress.
Shirley, thank you so much for your time today. Very interesting stuff. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
My name is Zach Huang. I come from Taiwan. My company is AuthenTrend. I'm the CEO of this company.
It's very nice to meet you. Can you tell me one of the most innovative things or some of the most innovative things that you're working on this year in cybersecurity in 2025?
Okay. Actually, we are dealing with the password because everybody knows password not secure, not easy to management, and a different way to resolve password problem. We are using the FIDO, the PKI way to do that. And we have a new innovation product. It's our fingerprint card. Actually, this one is like your credit card with fingerprint. And this one can support you to your office badge and the device login, the website login, and also your digital business card. We combine everything as one, just a simple card. You can put in a badge or you put in your packet. So this one can support all of using without the password. Yeah.
So does that mean that there's an RFID component to this where I try to log in and it asks me, oh, please give me your fingerprint. And as long as I'm within proximity of my machine, I put my fingerprint on it, it knows that it's me, and then it logs me in. Is that the way that works?
Yes. Yeah. This is actually through the NFC protocol. So the contactless. We also support contact. So you just press the fingerprint, you touch your reader or insert a reader, then log in.
What happens if the card gets stolen?
I think two things. One, the car gets stolen outside, no one can use it because fingerprint protect. Another thing for your organization, of course, they need to reuse your new car to you.
Okay, very interesting stuff. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
My name is Leonard. I'm from Sophos, and I'm running the sales engineering team for ASEAN region here.
Okay, can you please tell me some of the most interesting things that Sophos is working on in cybersecurity in 2025?
So I will break it up into 3 different areas, right? So the first area is we are, for our firewalls, our hardware, we are really sticking to our secure by design principles. So because we're finding right now there's a lot of vulnerabilities out there with older hardware. So we definitely want to get all of our customers there to really upgrade to the latest versions so that they can no longer be compromised by the bad guys out there.
So do you build your own hardware?
Yes, we do. So far, as part of our firewalls, we have hardware, and as part of this hardware, I mean, there's a lot of software that runs on it, but there's vulnerabilities in software. So we definitely want to get the message out to our customers. You definitely need to upgrade, because it's been proven, right? It's been proven where there are nation-state actors out there who are really taking advantage of unpatched machines or old machines and finding the loopholes there, and from there, they are compromising the entire network.
So what are the other 2 categories?
That's the one. Second one is we want to look after our security analysts. So as part of our what we call our XDR tool, where the threat analyst will be going into interface to go and find what's the bad stuff that's happening there, we have integrated, right now it's the age of AI, right? So we have integrated AI into this to make it easier for the analyst to immediately get what's going on and easier for the analyst to ask questions of what is going on as well. Right, rather than having to punch in, do coding, write scripts to find it. Right now with AI, it's just a simple natural language query on how you can get the necessary information there.
So are you suggesting that the analyst can use the AI almost like a co-pilot to say, please tell me what's going on my system or on this hardware that we were talking about, and it'll come back with the analysis, something that before code had to be written for to do?
Exactly, but not only on a particular machine, but because it's going to be enterprise-wide, so it's going to be the entire environment. Please tell me, is there anything bad that I should look out for in my environment, right? And it's going to summarize all of the findings which our agents have discovered, and from there, it'll be given as a nice summary back to the analyst there. So it makes their life easier. I mean, they will still need their human intelligence in order to identify, yes, is it true, is it not true? But at the end of the day, the faster they can get this, the more summarized you get it, the faster they can take action to repel the attackers there, because time is of essence now.
That's kind of amazing. Sorry, what's the third one?
So the third one is we also recognize that there's a lot of customers, a lot of end users out there who may not have the necessary security expertise. Right, instead is where we are heavily pushing on our MDR, or Managed Detection and Response Service, where instead of having their own analysts, we will be monitoring the customer's network. We will be analyzing, seeing what's going on, and if there's a threat, if there's an attack, our analysts have the capabilities to go in to repel the attack, remediate, stop it, and then we let the customer know. Right, so because a lot of these attacks happen after office hours. Customers are not going to be awake at 3 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday. So we prefer to take the action. When the customer goes into office on Monday morning, they'll receive a nice report to tell them, we have repelled the attack for you on Saturday, 3 a.m. Yep, so that's the third innovative thing we're working on.
That is some real interesting stuff. Leonard, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
My name is Eddie. My last name is Belavoine. I am French, and I work for a company called SafeComs. And my role at SafeComs is Chief Commercial Officer. But we go a little bit further than that because I do quite a lot of evangelization. That's what I like to do.
Let's start with this. What are some of the most important, significant things that SafeComs is working on in cybersecurity in 2025? What do you want to evangelize to me?
Well, what we want to convey to the companies is that IT security is something which is ever evolving, always. And rather than keep on with the, let's say, traditional IT security service, we want to be more proactive, and we want to work more and more remotely, and we want to apply more and more artificial intelligence. That's what we want to do.
So how is AI impacting the types of solutions that you create?
Well, actually,
and also the problems that the companies that you're trying to work with have to deal with.
Okay, so the AI is going to help to enhance the reporting that we give to our clients. First, we can give a much more detailed report, and we can do it faster. Right. Then we can help them with remote solutions that are going to be completely automated. It doesn't mean that we do not have any intervention, but our intervention is much less, so the cost is going to be much less also.
How do you look at the SME and SMB opportunity in Southeast Asia? You're based in Bangkok. In Southeast Asia, something like 95 to 97% of the economy is run by GDP per capita is run by SMEs. How do you see that as a big opportunity?
Well, we have always been working with SMEs in Thailand, and not only in Thailand, in APAC, and this is basically our sweet spot. We believe that this is where we can have a real impact, because most of the larger enterprise, they basically are equipped already, but the SMEs have much less knowledge, much less, how can I say, availability in terms of finance to give to this kind of service. So this is where we have an impact. And our sweet spot here in the SMEs in Thailand would be the foreign SMEs.
That's super interesting. I really appreciate your time. That was super easy, wasn't it?
Well, I think so, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My name is Jay Shah. I'm the head of global business development at Team T5.
Super interesting. Can you tell me what are some of the most innovative things that you're working on at Team T5 in the cybersecurity space in 2025?
Sure. So we're an expert in threat intelligence in the APAC region.
What's the biggest thing you're working on? What's changing in 2025 that's going to drive innovation for Team T5?
We're working with a lot of the government sector customers on changing the regulations on adapting threat intelligence into their cyber defense.
So what are some of the biggest problems that governments have in understanding what's going on in the cybersecurity space?
Right. So there's a lot of threats coming from different nations that governments may not have visibilities on this sort of threats particularly.
Got it. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. At Cybersec Asia in Bangkok, we spent all day talking to companies from India, from Singapore, from Taiwan, from Israel, from Thailand, and from Russia. And we learned two really important things. The first is that the companies most at risk are SMEs and SMBs, and they're the ones with the least resources available to be able to fix these problems. And a lot of the companies that are here are trying to attack them. The second thing that we learned is that artificial intelligence is accelerating the growth of these problems in a way that cannot be explained properly. This was an amazing day to learn incredible things about what's happening in the cybersecurity space. Thank you for watching, and come to Cybersec Asia in 2026. You can learn the stuff that we learned today. Thank you.